Hello guys, welcome back to class. In this session, we'll continue another very important data structure called list. So list is collection of elements of different types. You can store different types of elements and any number of elements in the list. Size of the list is a growable. Automatically, whenever you want, you add the elements, automatically it will increase its size. So list is a heterogeneous collection of elements. Heterogeneous collection of elements. List can have any number of elements. List can have any type of elements. And list is an ordered sequence. What is the meaning of ordered sequence? List is an ordered sequence. All the data structures are not ordered. Some of the data structures are not ordered. What is the meaning of list is ordered? I think you have seen with other languages. Yeah, very good, Naidu. Insertion order is maintained. Insertion order is maintained. Means after creating a list, suppose if you add first 10, if you add first 10, 10 is the first element. Then if you add 20 next, 20 is second element. You are adding 30, 30 is third element, fourth element, fifth element. So your element insertion order will be maintained. And next, list is mutable in nature. List is mutable in nature means list object can be changed. List object can be changed. Once you create object, you can change the list object. You can change the list object means, suppose I created a list called L. So here my L is a reference variable, right? And this is the list object which contain elements. And anyway, we know the reference variable can be changed anytime. Similarly, object also can be changed. It means if you add element, it is adding to the same only. It will add to the same only. Like a string is immutable. Always when you add something, it's creating a new object. But here, same. Even if you want, you can insert in between. Suppose I am inserting element 99. So it will do the shifting. Suppose if you are inserting, 60 will come here, 50 will come here, 40 will come here, 99 will be inserted in between. So same list can be changed. So mutable in nature. So basics. It can have any number of elements, any type of elements, and maintains the ordered given by the user and mutable in nature. Next, how to create a list. List can be created in multiple ways. What's the basic syntax we have seen for creating list? List is list of elements will be represented in square bracket. Will be represented in square bracket. We use the square bracket with the comma separated elements. So basic syntax you can use to create the list. If you want an empty list, sometimes you want to start with an empty list, you can just give a empty parenthesis. So here the variable I am taking as a mylist1, but I am not declaring what is the variable type here, right? So important is depending on the object it is creating, the type of variable will be decided. So because empty square bracket, it will create now empty list. It will create one empty list. So I'm trying to see the type of mylist1. So what should be the type of mylist1? What's the type of mylist1? It should be the list class type. It should be the list class type. If you print mylist, it will be empty. So here I am creating empty list, a list with 5 elements. So you're going to create a list with 5 elements. Again, printing a type as list type, printing the elements. And so as we discussed, this can have any type of element, right? Heterogeneous elements. So my list, the first element is integer, second element is string, third element is float, fourth element is boolean. Fifth element can be anything. Means you can store any object into this. It is a collection of elements. Element can be any object. As per your business requirement, as per your project requirement, you can store any kind of object into the list. It may have a same type or a different types. For example, in a one case, I want to store student marks. Suppose you say this case you take, I stored all integers only. My requirement is I am storing the marks of students. Student 1 got 10 marks, 20 marks, like this. So all numbers only, all integers only. That is one business requirement. Another requirement, I want to store student data. So maybe I'm storing ID, name, something like this. Right? Using the square bracket, one way we are trying to create list objects. Question from Sanjit. It is growable up to some capacity. No capacity implementation here. See, internally they may have a capacity concept. Definitely they will have a capacity concept, but which is not exposed outside. Right? For example, how it is growing. Initially, I am taking 5 elements. So 5 elements, it is going to create object. So it will store elements, initially 5 only. Whenever you add it, or it is storing 5 elements, but maybe memory allocation, it may do little bit extra also. That is what we are calling generalized capacity. But the internal implementations are not exposed here. Like suppose if you are a Java guy, maybe in Java we have a specific concept like capacity, right? So we don't have, internally there should be a capacity concept. Anywhere you implement a list, either in Java, in Python or in Go language or any programming language, there will be a concept of capacity always. But the way how they exposing internal details might be different from language to language. Clear, Sanjit? But definitely there should be a concept like that. That is all hidden for us. You just create a list, whatever elements you want to add, you add it. So this is clear, guys. First you're creating a list, empty list, then list of, this is the empty we're printing, list of 5 elements, all numbers, list of this. This is a one way and easy way. Most commonly, we use this approach only for creating lists. When you are creating empty list, we use this. When you have elements, we can create something like this. Next. Question from Manish. What happens if we fetch the elements from different types of, do we need to typecast? That is depending on the requirement, Manish. We will see that use case. When we are using a for loop, when you're using a for loop for accessing list elements, I'll show you that. I remember your question, but generally typecasting mechanism is not required in Python. As you, if you understand Java Python variable declaration mechanism, you no need to do any typecasting. Am I right, guys? Or you see this? You got the point, right? For example, just see, otherwise, you take the list 3, guys. So write the for loop. Tell me the for loop to access the elements of list 3. For x in my list 3 colon. Now, what is x contains? In my list 3, first integer is there. So integer 99 will be stored in x. Shankar, you are right. X can be any type, right? That is a power of Python. That's a simplification done in Python when you compare with Java. So I will use this. Maybe I'll print or I'll use this for some purpose. Next, when it is iterating the next time, it will pick a second element. Now X contains the string. Again, X contains the floating value. Again, X contains the Boolean value. So no typecastings required in this particular case. Clear, Manish? Yeah. So the next approach, how we create a list. So we can also use the constructor. We can also use the constructor. Constructor, I hope most of you know this. If you are very new to the programming language, if you don't know any object-oriented programming language, might be you don't know this. I hope all of you know this. All right. Constructor is a special method of a class because list is a class. You see, list is a class. In this list class, some variables declared, some constructors declared, some methods declared. So list has two constructors. List has two constructors. Generally, why constructor we call? Constructor is a method whose name is same as class name. What is the class name here, guys? Class name is a LIST, list all small. Class name is list all small. So the constructor name also same. Constructor is a special method whose name is same as class name. This is one zero argument constructor, and another constructor is there which is taking iterable as parameter. Zero argument constructor, iterable constructor, two constructors. Premchand and Vinay, I'll come back to your typecasting question again. Let's this flow to continue. Okay. I'll explore regarding that again. You remember the question. If I miss, please ask me again. So there are two constructors, guys. Two constructors in the list class. List with zero arguments, list with iterable as parameter. So case one. You say this first line. What I am doing? Creating an object, creating a list class object with the constructor, with a zero argument constructor. So if you are comfortable with other programming languages like C++, Java, etc., whenever you create object using constructor, generally you are using a new operator, right? Suppose you have a class hello in Java, then you're going to create object using new hello. Am I right? You're creating object using new hello. But in Python, suppose if you have a class hello, colon, because no brackets in Python, colon you write, then class definition you have. When you're creating object of this, suppose h equals to new hello you're writing. Here, when I'm using a default constructor of Python class, new operator is not there. You're going to create like this. Just this is a default constructor. Directly you're calling a default constructor. Difference is clear, guys. So here I am calling new operator is not there in, not required to use in Python. I am creating empty constructor. A default constructor means it's going to create a empty list. Next. Syntax difference, Anil. Only syntax difference. This is explicitly I am invoking a constructor. This is another way of creating a list. So based on notation, you can create empty bracket or with constructor invocation. Second is The first approach is using the square bracket. It is going to create a same list only, internally same only. But here we are using the second approach is creating using the constructor. It will create empty list only here also. And second constructor is there. What is second constructor? List which is taking iterable as parameter. What is iterable? What is iterable, guys? Any collection, any data structure is iterable. Iterable type is your string. Can I say string is iterable? Can I say string is iterable? Yes. String is iterable, list is iterable, tuple is iterable, set is iterable, all these iterable objects. So, if you have any other iterable object, you can use that iterable object and elements of that to create a list. Suppose I am creating a tuple here. Tuple syntax is this bracket. So, bracket, parenthesis, element 1, 2, 3. I create a tuple here. I am also printing the type of this as tuple. Printing it. I have a tuple, for example, here. So I am using constructor. I am using list constructor, list of my tuple. You can pass here list class constructor. What parameter I can pass here, guys? Iterable I can pass. Means you can pass another list also, or for a list constructor, you can pass a tuple also, or for a list constructor, you can pass a set also. Any of this can be passed. So I'm creating a my list 2 with the elements of my tuple. Whatever elements available in my tuple, those will be used to create, right? No, Benai, it is very advanced. We will go for other tuple further, set further. We have like how you are exploring. Set now, further we'll explore full about tuple, then about set, then about dictionary. Later you will understand it, not now. So I'm creating this. Next you see the set. I have a my set. Set declaration is curly braces. This is the list, guys. This is the tuple. This is the set. So I have a my set. I'm creating a list object using my set. Creating a list object using my set. Here, I am creating a list object using my set. What is, I am creating a list object using a tuple, iterable. I am creating a list object using default constructor. So constructor style is clear. Constructor style is clear, guys. Okay, what is the package of a list? Packages we will understand, Satish, further. Under packages topic, we'll study it later. Now only try to explore on, stick on this. Now we have to master the list. That is today's. And Dinesh, what about a list of a string object? Okay, let's try. My str equals to, suppose my string is there like this, guys. Now I am asking you, can I create a list using the string? Can I create a list using the string? Can I create a list using the string? Is this fine? Tell me. Let's try. Yes. No, order will not be lost, Premchand. List when you create, list always maintain the element order. So here from the string, it will take a first character, it will add as a first element. See, H is a one small character, but as a string only here. H is a 1, E, second element here, L, second element here, again L, third element here. See, each one, I did something. Okay. There are 5 characters in the string and 5 elements are created in the list. Okay. Now, so next question, Navneet is asking, can I pass multiple strings and a constructor? No. See, there are only 2 constructors here, Navneet. One constructor is taking no parameters. Second constructor is taking only one iterable as parameter. One iterable as parameter. You cannot pass multiple parameters. Only one parameter is there for the, you try to do anything, it gives error. You just do some experiment you want. Suppose I am passing a string comma, maybe string. So this has to give an error, right? See, list expected at most 1 argument, but you are passing 2 arguments, not allowed, right? You do this experiment. Suppose I am passing a 10 as a number, 10. Now I am passing 1 argument only. I am passing 1 argument only. Is this fine, guys? I am passing 1 argument only. Is this fine? Why no, Dinesh? Ah, very good. Now you are passing integer, which is not iterable, right? Integer, single integer object is not iterable. See the error message. Int object is not iterable. Int object is not iterable. If you want, whenever you do this kind of experiments, you do like this. You keep the statement, do experiment, you will get error message. You keep the error message so that later when you are revising this, I'll do this mistake also. My str, comma, my str. This also gives the error as we just now seen. Type error, right? This is type error. This also type error. Okay. Your list can be anything, Santosh. List can be anything. List can contain list of numbers. I have taken example of list of numbers, list of all types. It can be list of strings, list of lists. I have a list of strings example next. We'll see that next. So constructor style is clear. Any doubts on the constructors? There are only 2 constructors. Just taking default constructor, 0 argument constructor, which creates the empty list. Second is iterable. Iterable means you can create a list using either any iterable object like a string, a list, a set, a tuple, etc. Right? Next. This is done. Next, third approach, most important. Third approach, most important. Okay. There is one more question from Deepak. You tell me this approach, what happens? 10, 20, 30. Is this your question, Deepak? Guess, guys, what happens? Guess. So it is taking same approach. But if you do like this, say this, guys. Now there is additional bracket. Now it will be treated as a tuple, iterable. This also works. This is a list of list. Yes, this can be okay. Okay, done. That's about the constructors. Next, very, very important, list comprehension. Very, very important. We use this heavily. Understand syntax. Understand syntax. You need to do this much practice. List comprehension. Comprehension topic. So already I have introduced this in the previous session, but I didn't explore much about this. Syntax of comprehension is like this. Syntax of comprehension is list syntax. List comprehension means list syntax. List is a square bracket, so square bracket. From this, for x in iterable, x in iterable. What iterable? It can be any iterable, right? We know that. So from x, from iterable, take the first element, store in x. X is my variable. I can declare any variable. Now this x, I want to add to the list. Yes, you can take this as x. This is the basic syntax of comprehension. You, after taking the first element, you want to use as it is, use. I want to, after taking x first element, store in x. That x you want to use as it is, yes. Or I want to multiply 2x, yes. So first case, what happens? Whatever elements are there in the list, it will take. Second, it will take all elements, multiply with 2. Whatever operation you want to do, you can do it. Let's do an example. Okay. So I have a tuple which contains the elements 1 to 10. Tuple contains the 10 elements. Okay. Variable name, anything you can use, Manish. Any variable you want to use. Use P, use variable name as Manish only, no problem. Okay. So see this comprehension. For x in tuple, for every x in tuple, there is a meaning, right? For every x in tuple, or you say that for every p in tuple, use that p here. But you whatever you are using here after per, the same you have to use here. You can't use Manish here x and here p. This is not allowed. Do you understand? P. Okay. So what I am telling, for every element in the tuple, I use that in a list. So how it works? From tuple, it takes the first element, 1. That 1 will be added to the list. It takes second element, that will be added to the list. Third element, that will be added to the list. So whatever elements are there in tuple, all elements will be added to the list. So what my list 1 contains? My list 1 contains the elements same as the tuple. Okay. Next. For P in tuple, okay, what do you want? I am evaluating an expression, P into P. What it means, guys? Take the element from tuple that do operation P into P, 1 into 1, the result 1 will be added to the list. Next, take 2, 2 into 2, 4 will be added to the list. Understand? See, first my tuple is this. This is my tuple. Next, my list 1 is this. My list 2 is this. Comprehension syntax is clear? Everybody? This is most important, guys. Comprehension syntax is clear? Okay. Little bit addition to the comprehension syntax. Little bit addition to I have a list of elements 1 to 10, guys. I have a list of elements 1 to 10. I don't want all the elements from this my list. I want to take only some elements. In comprehension syntax, you can apply the condition also. You can apply the simple condition also. So what I am telling, for x in my list, if x percentage 2 is 0, then take that x and add to the list. So how this program works internally? So first it takes the first element 1. It takes the for, you do this. This is the for loop. It takes the first element. First element. Then after taking the first element, check the condition. 1 percentage to 0 false. Condition true or false? Condition false. False means the element will not be taken into the consideration. Next take the 2. 2 module 2 is 0, then take that element. 2 will be added to the list. Next element, third, false, ignore, 4. So all even numbers will be considered. Same I am doing for x in my list, take each element, then check the condition. Order you see. First condition evaluation, first the loop, each element you take from the iterable or a list here, then check the condition. If true, then add to the list. If false, ignore the element. So 10 elements here. How many times our for loop will be repeated? For loop will be repeated for 10 times. 10 times if condition will be evaluated. And 10 times if condition evaluated, which is true for 5 times only. So 5 elements only will be added to our my list 4. Understand, guys? Comprehension syntax. This is most important. So this is my main list, 1 to 10. Then only even numbers. Using comprehension syntax, I am taking even numbers. And this I am using odd numbers. Yeah, Satish. Maybe if you are a Java guys, Java 8 feature is there, right? Java streams, something like that. Similar syntax, right? This is a shortcut form of a regular code, guys. I think whoever asking the doubt regarding this variable x, variable p, I think some of you are asking this doubt on the p, x, can I use this? See, you convert this to regular for loop. This is a shortcut form of a regular code, am I right? This comprehension is a shortcut code of regular for loop. You tell me the regular code. Suppose, guys, I have my tuple equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my tuple. You tell me the regular for loop. Assume list comprehension concept is not there, or in Java streams concept is not there, filter is not there. What is the regular code you have to write? For some variable you write x colon for x in my tuple. Then you are using a colon symbol. Colon symbol means next line you are coming, right? Colon symbol means next line you are coming. Next line you are writing if condition. If x percentage, suppose I want only even numbers, 2 equals to 0, colon. Then what do you want to do? Then what to do, guys? This x should be added to the list, right? How you will add? You create empty list here. My list equals to empty. Create empty list. Then you say my list dot, there is a method append. We'll talk about this. Append method, append of x. Append of x. Semicolon, okay. If you write also, no problem. Do you understand, guys? This much code not required. Now you tell me, you are taking element from tuple. After taking element from tuple, where you are storing? you are storing in X. Now, you have to use same variable X, right? Your value is in X. Your value is in X. You have to check the X only. So this must be X. And if it is true, X only should be added to the list, right? X only should be added to the list. 3 places. This is the element you are storing, checking the same element condition, same you are adding to this. I think related to this, you should not ask. Now only make it clear. Is it clear, everybody? Same variable use, either X use, P use, or your name use, whatever you want to use, but it must be the same. Clear? This is the comprehension shortcut syntax. This is our regular code. Both are same. Every time instead of writing this much of longer code, you are writing only this. Only conditional. This is very shortcut, guys. See, the idea of comprehension is, what is the idea of comprehension? Why we are studying in this? What is the topic we are learning now? This is the third option we are learning. What is this third option? Tell me. Why we are learning this, at least tell me. This is another option to create a list. Am I right? This is another option to create a list. You're creating a list, adding elements to the list, right? So other statements not allowed in this. This is answer to the Sanjeet question. Can I have only condition statement or any other statements? No other statements. Because this is the comprehension syntax is to create a list. Create a list. Is this clear? Sanjeet? Next. Ram Sishya, na? Ram Sishya. Can I apply multiple conditions? Maybe yes. So you can have a, what is this condition, guys? This is simple relational expression, right? You can have a logical expression. Maybe if you have a bigger condition, for example, some condition and or, can I do like that? Yes. Bigger condition. 2 conditions you can't write. See, 2 conditions you can't write. 2 conditions you combine with logical operator and or, then you can write. This is not a, you can't do more conditional if else all that. That is a regular code. This is, it has limitation. Premchand. You can't do else if all that. That is again coming to, this is only the shortcut form, guys. Same, very good, Premchand. Yes, the lambda expression, kind of lambda, but lambda syntax is different. That's what I am not using a term lambda. Kind of lambda style. Is this clear? Single line, guys, kind of lambda style. You can't do all things here. If you want so many things, you go for a regular code like this. If you want so many things, you go for regular code like this. This is single line, simple syntax called as comprehension syntax. Lambda syntax is different, but goal is similar, right? Lambda means you're using a lambda keyword in that. The comprehension syntax looks like this. Okay. Satish, it is not a reserved keyword. I think you missed a flow. You see this, Satish? What is this? List is a class name. List is a class name. It is not a keyword. It is a class name. Some class name they define. Okay? So we understand 3 ways, guys. 3 ways to create the Three ways to create the list object. What are three ways? Quick revision. One, using the square bracket, you can create like this. Second is second is using constructor, two styles. Third is using comprehension. Third is using comprehension. Yes, Adesh, we can use. Still, see, Python will not give you any trouble if you are using the existing class names as your variables. But maximum you try to avoid that, but no problem. You see, for example, list equals to 10, 20, 30. Print list. Is this okay, guys? List is a built-in class name, right? This is a built-in class available in Python. Can I declare my variable with this name? Answer is yes, you can. Python will not object you, but not recommendable. It works happily, no problem. Any built-in classes. A dictionary, we have a separate topic, Purushottam. Dictionary, we have separate topic. Dictionary, we have separate topic. We'll go there. That will give conflict, Premchand. It will give conflict. That's what? It may cause problems. It may cause problems later. But this line, okay. Fine. Okay, guys. So stick on to the current topic, guys, please. Otherwise, flow will be missed. Fine. So let's go next. So creation. Next, various list operations we have. Indexing, slicing, list concatenation, list repetition, list membership, in and not in, and list iteration using for loop. Almost we have seen all this in the strings, right? So concept is same. Quickly we'll go through each one very fastly. First one is a list indexing, guys. So indexing concept is same. Indexing helps you to access the individual elements of a list. Okay, I have a my list with the 6 elements. So my list of 0. Again, indexing case, the same story, guys. Indexing case, as we discussed, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Indexing starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have a negative indexing also. -1 is the last. -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So if you want to access the first element, you can access with 0 or -6. 0 or -6. Anything comes with same. I'll keep this in the beginning. So my list of 0, first element 10. My list of negative indexing -6. -6 gives the -6, also the 10. Next 3, my list of 3. 3 is the 40. And how to access 3 again here? Negative -3 takes the, no, not -3 and -3, correct only. Next 5. 5 is the last element in this. And here it is -1. So see, output of both are same, right? Lab 1 and 2, 10, 40, 60. Lab 2 also, 10, 40, and 60. And lab 3, you can easily guess. What happens when I do -9? 9 and -9, they have to give errors. So index error. The error message changed. Previously in a string, we got a message that string index out of range. Now it is list index out of range. Let's comment this. -9 I am doing. This also gives the same error. Okay, done. So out of index we can't use. Next, same as a string, this also. Floating index is not allowed, string index is not allowed. List indices must be integers or a slice, not the float. You can't use a float. List indices must be integers, not the string. I am passing the string over here. We can't use a string on this. Next, lab 5. Understanding mutability. So I have a list of elements with the 6. I am printing it. So in this list, say this is a list of strings. Hello, Dandes, welcome. First string like integer, first element 10. First second element 20. Third element 30. Here first element is hello. Second element is this. So in this case, whether I am changing my list, tell me guys, whether I am changing my list. No, right? I'm not changing my list object. I'm changing the list reference variable. Am I right? I'm not changing list object. I'm changing list reference variable. Can I change a list reference variable? Yes, you can change. Can I change a list object? Lists are mutable in nature. Yes, you can. So I'm changing, see guys, I'm changing to my list of 1. In the middle index, we have Dandes. That I am replacing with guys. So it becomes, I am printing it. See the output. So first my list contains the 10, 20, 30. Then that list object I am replacing with string list. Yes. Then individual element is changed. List object is changed. So lists are mutable. We are understanding from this. That's the indexing related. Slicing. Same syntax, guys. Slicing allows to access the range of elements from the list. So syntax comes with the list. Same stop. The syntax same, guys. Start, stop, step. I think most explanation we know that. You quickly see how it works. You tell me the outputs. You know anyway, right? You know anyway, you have to tell me the output of this. Okay. So slicing, you know, you answered already. 0 to 4. 4 inclusive or exclusive? Very good, exclusive. So 4 ignore. 10, 20, 30, 40. 1 to 6. 1 means 20. 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Very good. Next, this already we tested. Can I have a 0 step? Can I have a 0? This experiment we already done in the string case. Can I have a 0 step? No 0 step. It gives the error, value error. Slice step cannot be 0. Slice step cannot be 0. Okay, next. 2, I'm not writing. Here I'm not writing a lab 6, you see. Lab 6, you're not writing the step. What happens if I'm not writing a step? What is the default, Anil? Yes, if not writing a step, default goes to 1. Okay. Lab number 7, I am not writing the end. I am not writing end and step both. What is the end then? End will take the n up to the end last. End will be the default is the n. N. Step is the 1. So from 2 to end. 2 to end means 30 to 70. 3 to end means 40 to 70. Okay, done. Next, in this step I am not writing. So step takes the 1 only default. But start I am not writing. What happens if I am not writing a start? I think this will be a good revision for you. All we are done in the string. Same style we are revising. So it will be a good revision. 0 is the beginning. 0 to 4. 0 to 4 means 0 to 3 only. 0, 1, 2, 3 it will take. So 10 to 40. 0 to 5 means 10 to 50. Okay. Now I have a 70 up to 70. 161. I am writing all. I am writing start as 1 and end as 6 means it will go to 5. This is the 70 sitting here. Okay. Now step 1. 1 to 6 means 5. 20 to 60. 20 to 60. Okay. This one 162. Step 2 I am taking. Step 2 means 20, 40, 60. 20, 40 and 60. And this last one is start I am not writing. End I am not writing. Start I am not writing. End I am not writing. So it will take start 0 and at the last step as 2. So it takes us 10, 30, 50 and 70. Reversing same, not string, reverse the list. So 10 to 50. This syntax, all elements you want, don't say start, don't say end, 1. This is the access in the regular order. Reverse means same -1 takes in the reverse order. So if you want the list as it is, this is the basic syntax. Reverse, colon, colon, -1 gives the reverse, simple style. Next. This all we experimented as it is in the string case. So, but you have to answer this now. You have to answer this, guys. Tell me the output of the first one. First one output, please. I have 80 also there in this. 10 to 80, guys. One minute, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, output first one, only tell first one. 2 to 6, starting from 2 up to 6, 30, 40, 50 and 60. I'll write here, we'll cross check 30, 40, 50 and 60, okay. Then go to second. 2, 6, -1. Very good. Empty, guys, because it won't traverse, it will break the loop immediately. Next, 6, 2, -1. 6, 2, -1. 70, 60, 50, 40. Is this? 6 to 1. 6 starting from 6, it has to come to 2, but I am giving 1 as a forward order. 6 to 1. Very good, empty, right? Next, -6, -2, 1. -6 here, -2 here, and forward order. Can I do -6, -2 forward order? Check, check, Nagarjuna. Empty? Empty are the elements, guys. -6 to -2, forward order, right? Is this 30, 40? I think you didn't practice the elements yesterday. You didn't practice yesterday's string, right? -6, -2, -6 to -2, it has to go. It looks like this, but you're telling the step reverse. This might be empty. So you told one answer wrong. See? This you didn't guess much. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. Empty, empty, empty. I think one guy asked that slicing is not a method. Slicing is syntax. Like how you're using indexing. What is index notation, right? Index is a notation. Slicing is a notation. Operation you're doing. Index operation or index is a notation. Slicing is a notation. Not a method. These are not methods. We are learning. See the heading. We are learning. What we are learning, guys? List operations. These operations we are using, some are operators, some are the notations. Some are the operators, some are the notations. Okay, slicing is clear, I think, right? Done. List concatenation. Like a string concatenation, we have a simple list concatenation. See, I have a list 1, 10, 20, 30, list 2, 50, 60, 70, right? I can say simply my list 1 plus my list 2. It will do concatenation. It means it will add the elements of this my list 1 and my list 2. The result will be added to the my list 3. Result will be added to the my list 3. And I have another my list 3, 80, 90. I can do like this also. My list 1 plus my list 2 plus my list 3. Tell me the output of my list here. This result, tell me, guys. It is simply first list elements and then second list elements. 10, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70. Here, 3 lists I'm adding. This result is 10, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80 to 90. Done. Right? Now, my question to you, will it modify the my list 1, my list 2 in this? Will it modify the my list 1, my list 2 in this? Yeah, Anil, I am coming to that only. That your question only I am going to do. So what I am trying to do to cross check, I am trying to print my list 1, modified or not? My list 2, modified or not? My list 3, modified or not? Not modified, right? Yes, not modified. So your operation here, concatenation operation, list concatenation, right, is not modifying your lists which are participating in the concatenation operation. The result always coming to another new list. We are getting a new list. Now tell me my question to you guys. How many list objects will be created in this lab 12? See and tell me. So there is a difference. Some are telling 5, some are telling 4. 5 is the answer, right? Abhishek, how 4? 5, 5, 5. This is the 1 and this is 2. By concatenating, it is creating a new list object. This is 3 and this is 4. By concatenating all 3, it is making another, which is the 5. Total is 5 list objects. But reference variables, how many are there? Reference variables 4 only, guys. Make a difference. How many reference variables are there? Reference variables 4 only. My list 1, my list 2, my list 3, my list. Reference variables 4 only. But objects created here are the 5. That is simple concatenation. Clear? Next, list repetition. Repetition. Star operator. So I have a list 10 in 10, 20, which has 2 elements. I can say, okay, I missed this point. You see, guys, when the list concatenation case, if for the plus operator, if one is the list, another also must be the list. In the string also same, I think. If you remember a string also, can I do like this? Tell me. My str plus 2. Can I do this? My str plus 2, we can't do this, right? Error. So if plus one operand is string, second operand must be the string. Yes, same type will be concatenated. Similarly, here also same. I am trying to do an error here. See? Can only concatenate list to list, not to int. Can only concatenate list to list only, not to int. Same error. Right, comment this. Next, repetition. Same as this. So my list is 2 elements. My list into 2. So same list elements repeats again. Now tell me, what is the my list 1 contains? What is the my list 1 contains? 10, 20, 10, 20. Simple. And my list 2 contains 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20, 3 times. And here also, if you do error, we do an error in this. My list into my list. Can I do this? My list into my list. No. Cannot multiply sequence with a non-int type. First string also same story. We can't do that. Okay, that's a repetition. Simple. Anek. It is always making a new list. Okay, again, same question to you. Answer this question, please. So in this, tell me, guys, how many objects you create in the lab 13? How many objects you think can answer it? Three. Very good. 3. How 3? This is the original 1. Here, because of this result, we are getting one more list. 10, 20, 10, 20. This is the second list object. Here, because of this operation, we are getting a new list called 10, 20, 10, 20, and 10, 20. So this goes to third object. This goes to 3 objects, right? Repetition is clear, and which is a not possible case, we understand this. Next, member operator, in and not in. So I have a list of elements from 10 to 6. So 10 in my list, yes, true. 30 in my list, yes, true. 80 in my list, no, false. 60 not in my list, no, 60 is there, so false. 80 not in, true. Simple. Next, can I take a list of strings? Somebody asked at the beginning, you take list with anything. I'm taking list with strings, apple, banana, cherry. Banana in my list? Yes, banana is there in my list. Grape not in my list. True, grape is not there in this. Done. 6. Iterating using the for loop. Iterating using for loop. So I have regular for loop. This is right. So some list for x in my list. Take each x and you print it. Instead of printing, you do whatever operation you want. So count the occurrence of each element in the list. So I have a list with 10, 20, 10, 30, 40, 50, 30, 10. So element 10 I want to count. So same logic we had done previously for a string also. So x in my list, take each element from a list, check whether it is matching with the setching element you have. If so, increase the count and print it. 10 we have 3 times. Count is. Next I am checking for 30. 30 how many times we have? 2 times. I am checking for 20. 20 how many times? 1 time only. Okay. This logic we have done it. And we have a global functions. Length is a global function. You can use the length of my list, like length of string. We can use my list is this, length of my list. Gives you the number of elements in the list. Okay, guys. So next is the list methods. Instead of functions, use the term methods only best. We have various methods like append method is there, append, extend, and we'll see difference between append, extend, insert method, remove method. The various methods are there. This we will see in the next session, guys. Okay, methods and programs, list methods and various programs on the list we will see in the next session. So what we have done, quickly you see, we understand a length global function. You can use for any iterator, right? Any iterable. Length you can use for a list, set, map, list, set, dictionary, tuple, string, anywhere. And list using for loop, we have done it. Okay. And list membership operators, list repetitions using star plus concatenation, slicing, and indexing. Fine. Now, so what's the question you have? Can we achieve this implementation in list comprehension? Okay, question is good. You answer it. Guys, you see the question of Ram Shishya Prasad. Can I, this count example, can I do with list comprehension? If yes, tell me how. What do you say, guys? Can we implement this lab 16 using list comprehension? Is my question. No, very good. List comprehension is mainly to create a list, guys. To create a new list from elements of some other iterable. But this goal is different. This you have to write a separate program like this. Okay? Fine. Any doubts in today's session? In today, what we have done, again, see quick revision. We have seen 2 important things. Number 1, creating a list, we understand. Number 2, list operations, we understand. In creating a list, we have seen how to create a list using square bracket, how to create a list using constructor, how to create a list using list comprehension. 3 ways discussed to create a list object. List operations. List operations are the operators or notations. Indexing, we understand. Slicing, we understand. Indexing, slicing is the notation, right? Notation. Square bracket. Slicing is square bracket with colons. List concatenation using operator plus. List repetition using operator star. Membership using in operator, not in operator. Iterator using the for loop. And this is a global function. All done? Now you ask any doubts, guys. No doubts? Yeah, Premchand has written the logic using list comprehension, but again you're creating another list, Prem, right? You're creating, yes, that program is okay. That is fine. It works. But you're creating another list that is going to consume memory, right? Duplication. Yeah. Maybe in this context, a simple context, you achieved it. Achieved with a problem, but all the cases we cannot do. You have to carefully figure out where we can use comprehension or not. And in future cases, we will see multiple examples where we use the comprehension in the uh, multiple use cases. We use the comprehension heavily when you are learning pandas, numpy, when you are doing programs in that, we use the comprehension heavily. We use many places. Okay. Okay, guys, that's it for the today's session. We'll see remaining in the next session.